Have you ever wondered how the government influences the economy? It's not just about setting interest rates, though that's important too. A huge part of it comes down to something called fiscal policy. It sounds complex, but the core idea is pretty straightforward. It's how the government uses spending and taxes to influence the nation's economy, and it impacts you directly. Let's start with the basics. What is fiscal policy? Simply put, it's the government's plan for how it will raise and spend money. Think of it like your own personal budget. You decide how much to earn, that's like taxes, and how much to spend, that's government spending. The goal of fiscal policy is to promote stable economic growth, full employment, and stable prices. Why is this particularly relevant for Americans? Well, the U.S. federal government has a massive budget, trillions of dollars. That means even small changes in taxes or spending can have a big impact on everything from job growth to inflation. It's a constant balancing act. So how does it work? There are two main tools, government spending and taxation. Let's tackle government spending first. The government spends money on a lot of things. Infrastructure like roads and bridges, education, national defense, healthcare programs like Medicare and Medicaid, and Social Security. When the government increases spending, it injects money into the economy. This increased demand can lead to businesses hiring more workers, increasing production, and boosting economic growth. Think about a major infrastructure project, building a new highway. That requires materials, labor, and planning, all of which stimulate economic activity. Now let's look at taxation. Taxes are the primary way the government funds its spending. There are various types of taxes: income taxes, payroll taxes, sales taxes, and corporate taxes, to name a few. The government can adjust tax rates to influence the economy. Lowering taxes generally gives people and businesses more disposable income. This can encourage spending and investment, boosting economic growth. However, it also means the government has less revenue. Conversely, raising taxes can slow down economic growth in the short term, but it provides the government with more funds to address other priorities, like reducing the national debt. Let's look at some simple examples. Imagine the economy is slowing down, maybe heading towards a recession. The government might choose to implement an expansionary fiscal policy. This means increasing government spending, like funding job training programs or providing tax cuts to stimulate demand. The idea is to give people more money to spend, encouraging businesses to invest and create jobs. On the other hand, if the economy is growing too quickly and inflation is rising, the government might implement a contractionary fiscal policy. This could involve decreasing government spending or raising taxes to cool down the economy and reduce inflationary pressures. It's not always as simple as just increasing spending or cutting taxes. There are often trade-offs. Increasing government spending can lead to higher national debt. Raising taxes can discourage investment and innovation. Policymakers have to carefully consider these factors when making decisions. There's also something called the multiplier effect. This means that a change in government spending or taxes can have a larger impact on the economy than the initial change. For example, if the government spends $1 billion on infrastructure, that money doesn't just disappear. It goes to construction companies, who pay their workers, who then spend that money on goods and services. This creates a ripple effect throughout the economy, potentially boosting overall economic output by more than $1 billion. Another important concept is automatic stabilizers. These are government programs that automatically adjust to help stabilize the economy without requiring any specific action from policymakers. Unemployment benefits are a good example. When the economy slows down and unemployment rises, more people apply for unemployment benefits, automatically increasing government spending. This helps cushion the blow of the recession and provides a safety net for those who have lost their jobs. Fiscal policy isn't done in a vacuum. It often works alongside monetary policy, which is controlled by the Federal Reserve. Monetary policy involves adjusting interest rates and controlling the money supply. The two policies can either complement each other or work at cross purposes. Coordinating these policies is crucial for achieving stable economic growth. Understanding fiscal policy is important because it affects all of us. It impacts our jobs, our incomes, and the overall health of the economy. It's a complex topic, but the basic principles are fairly straightforward. The government uses spending and taxes to influence the economy, and these decisions have significant consequences. It's a constant balancing act between stimulating growth, controlling inflation, and managing the national debt. It's about trying to create a stable and prosperous economy for everyone. In summary, fiscal policy is the government's use of spending and taxation to influence the economy. Expansionary policy involves increasing spending or cutting taxes to stimulate growth, while contractionary policy involves decreasing spending or raising taxes to cool down the economy. It's a powerful tool with significant consequences, and understanding it is essential for informed citizenship. Remember, this information is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as financial advice. Always consult with a qualified financial professional before making investment decisions.